Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Who Wrote This podcast. I'm Andrew, and I'm accompanied by my friend.
Hello, I'm Leo.
And today we're going to be talking to you about. We got a few things starting off, but I would like to start off with the World Cup, Mr. Leo.
Yes, sir.
So far?
Well, Andrew, the World Cup ends in about a week now. I kind of feel a little sad because, well, I'm just sad, Andrew. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. These games, it's really flying by, huh? I know you don't really keep up with too much about the World Cup.
Some of these games, man,
they've been brutal, dude. This has been a lot of people are coming into this for the first time because I say a lot of people, Americans, because it's not the first time, but the first time in a long time.
When was the last time it was in America, if you remember?
30 years ago, something like that.
It wasn't like
a little
80s,
longer.
90s, something like that.
But you also have Canada and Mexico also joining us for the fun. So it's the first time Americans are really getting, I guess you can say, involved on an international scale. People watched like the last World Cup too, like in 2020.
Well, obviously, like, people keep up with it.
4 years. Yeah.
Like those people who like basketball pages, they don't even talk about football. And they're watching like every game, game after game. And lots of people aren't too happy with the reffing. I can see that's every sport, but I feel like particularly.
Oh, it's kind of like we got to talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to Lionel Messi. Now, here's the thing. I'm a pretty solid Messi fan. I think he was well deserved in 2022. You know what I mean? At the time of this recording, Argentina has yet to play Switzerland. I hope Argentina wins.
I was gonna say I don't see a chance Switzerland beats them. I know they're a good team, but I feel like Argentina.
Here's the thing: you can't say you don't see it, right? Because you honestly don't know, and I think.
They went toe-to-toe with Egypt.
Exactly, and Cabo Verde. But on the top of my head, the one that really sticks out to me is when Paraguay beat Germany. And you can say Germany's been on the decline in soccer for a while now. It's almost like in 2014, somebody had to die in that locker room for them to beat Brazil like that and win the entire cup. Because ever since then, Germany has just... died. Yeah, fun fact, 2014, Brazil was actually the host, so that was a brutal loss for them.
Dude, they say it's still 9/11.
Mm-hmm. Neither of the countries have actually recovered from that game, which is insane. After Germany won the World Cup, all they've ever managed to make it is like the first round of whatever.
They made it to like the round of 16.
Well, you have to remember so in this World Cup we have 48 teams. Before it was 32. Okay. So I don't think they've ever even beaten their first opponent in the round of 16. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know. I haven't. It's been a while now. But as far as I remember, no, Germany hasn't really been. They haven't really been doing well. Same with Brazil. Did you recently see Neymar? Unfortunately, his last game.
Yeah, he was crying.
That's unfortunate. Although it is a little poetic, I guess, to say his last his last interaction with the international scene was a goal. So I guess that was poetic. I can't help but think of that one picture where he's like holding the glass of the World Cup. That's genuinely sad. He can't do it. No. What was this was his last one? Exactly? Yeah. I have no idea.
He's got to be younger than Ronaldo and Messi, right?
Yeah, Ronaldo and Messi. This is their final. Yeah.
Is he like done with soccer in general?
No. The international scene. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean?
Because doesn't he play in Saudi Arabia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dude, until his contract expires.
How much was his contract?
Something ludicrous. This was right after the 2022 World Cup. I know
they offered Mbappe contract.
Mbappe, Ronaldo, Messi, obviously those guys.
Like 2 years, 1.1 billion or some shit from Mbappe. It was fucking ridiculous.
I genuinely have no idea.
I might have been a little exaggerating with that one, but I remember seeing something like that. I don't know if that was like an estimated contract people on Twitter were saying, but if that's what they had to have given them something insane, man. Because I know they got like a ton of money, and not many people watching Saudi Arabian soccer. People only watch the American soccer league, like MLS.
Yeah.
So they were, like I said, they were probably just trying to get any big name they could, and they were just like, "Hey, here's $1 billion, come play for us for 2 years."
Something ludicrous, man. I have no idea.
I know, but I mean, Mbappe, he's wanted to play for Real Madrid since he was a kid. He wasn't leaving.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
And he's apparently not doing too hot on Real Madrid. I don't know too much about them, but...
No, it's like a running joke. Mbappe only does good when it's the World Cup for some reason, and like his club is like threatening to fire him, which I it's a whole politics behind the scene.
I don't think they're gonna like cut
Yeah.
But it is kind of strange because I follow some people on Twitter who are big soccer heads and they'll talk about it. And I always, I think Mbappe, just off of the World Cup, is really all my knowledge up until now. I'm starting to learn a little bit more. I thought Mbappe was like the future, like next guy up, like the Wemby for like
That's what they were
soccer.
saying. Yeah.
Because I remember he won the World Cup at what, 18?
19 years old in
Yeah,
2018
I
Russia. It
remember like
was
the whole like
France versus
teenage
Croatia.
kids, yeah,
Yep.
and he won, and everyone was
Yeah.
freaking out. That's when I first heard about Mbappe, and I didn't really hear about him
Yep.
much until 2022 when he was absolutely lighting it up.
Absolute hat trick of a finale.
Dude, honestly, like, obviously I do think Messi deserved it, but dude, I feel bad for Mbappe, man. He did everything he could, man, and he's still. That's gotta hurt, man, to like tie the team up by yourself, get it to 3-3, go to penalties, and just that happen, man. Like that's soul crushing, man.
Yeah, it genuinely is. Like, because the original thing we were talking about is like the referees. Like, we kind of got a little side tangent. So it's like recently there's been I don't want to say scandal, but a lot of I guess you could say questionable decisions in FIFA right now, especially with the referees. Yeah, people want to say Messi is obviously FIFA's golden boy, so he can't do no wrong. And to some extent, I'm gonna also agree with that. I feel like there's been times when Messi should have gotten like.
But you can argue that's every sport. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
LeBron doesn't get fouled for when he should. Otani probably doesn't pick up. Like.
Yeah.
I know they don't really call too many fouls in baseball, but still.
You have to remember when it comes to these names, Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo, they are the money. Yeah. They are the attraction. People want to see them play. I think something that it was actually Kobe Bryant who said it. Every time Kobe Bryant, for example, was injured, he would still play because he knew the people were there to see him.
Yeah, that was like
that's what the
thing.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I remember Kobe, and there's a lot of things you can slander Kobe for, but one thing I always respected was that he was asked why he would play throwing an injury, and he's like, "What about like all the fans, sitting high up, paying hundreds of dollars? They probably can't afford, a nice seat to bring their kid, and what's it like to bring your kid?" To watch Kobe, he plays for 5 minutes, hurts his ankle, and he's out when he could play.
Yeah.
And that's another problem with, like, the NBA, too, is the load management, which is, like, they don't want those stars to get injured, so they don't play them as much, which is now causing a whole nother thing, which is they're trying to fix it with awards, being like, you can only play 65 games, but they have to be 20 minutes. But then there's this weird thing where it's like, you can play 65 games for 20 minutes and be eligible, but if you play all 82 games but only 19 minutes, that's tough, man.
Wow.
And they were strict on that because I remember Isaiah Stewart for the Pistons. He played 64 games at 20, and he had one game that was 19, and they still didn't allow him. He was 1 minute under, and that was like, and Adam Silver axed him. But like I said, that's every sport though with like reffing. Like obviously Messi's probably going to get more favorable reffing, probably get like a weaker whistle, if you will. But as we stated, like, look at football, man. If you even breathe on Mahomes a little too, harsh, they're gonna throw the flag.
The thing about Messi though is he very clearly has the skills to prove like why, what he does. Like, people know he won the last World Cup, for example. There's this meme going around. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like the moment Van Dijk knew what was going on, and people. Same with Mbappe. People say it was like it's scripted. To script something like that between all the players, all the coaches, and all the refs, it doesn't seem practical. I seriously doubt it. If there was some form of, I guess you can say, like, script, it would have to be something along the lines of, okay, man, like one-on-one, hey, this guy's gonna do this. Maybe like when they're talking to the ref, you're gonna have to give him a card for that. And that is the thing, by the way. They check the backgrounds for the refs, and some of them, coincidentally, a few days before the game, get a surplus of money in their bank account for no apparent reason. Yes. FIFA has some serious scandals going on.
Yeah, and I do think that's happening in every sport. I don't want to say like rigged, but I've said this many times, especially over here in America. I do think Vegas has a bigger pull than what we even are like thinking, because there are a lot of games I'll be watching, and they will be very odd, like how they'll end. Like I remember a couple years ago, the Rams were playing the Bengals. They're down by 8, and they just kick a field goal for like no reason. Like the game was lost. I don't think it was 8. I think it was 10. They kick a field goal, lose by 7. You look at the spread, 7.5. And you're like, well, that's kind of odd. And then you see LA again. They're playing someone. I think this was the 8-point game where they just kicked a field goal and missed the onside kick, lose by 5, you look at the spread, it's 4.5 or some shit like that, and you're like, 2 games in a row where this was happening, and the spread is right there, and you guys just kicked 2 field goals for no apparent. You're down by 8.
Yeah.
You're close. Go for the touchdown, man. Get to 2 points. Tie the game. But the one you're down by 10, the game's over. Why are you even getting kickers out there? Like, it's probably not going to happen, but you could get an injury. Like, something could happen.
Yeah. So it's probably one of those things where it's not necessarily scripted or rigged, but there's definitely some behind the scenes involvement going on, which really sucks because I don't like that at all. I don't think anybody does. I'd prefer if it was, a fair game. If Messi, example, Cabo Verde, if Messi did lose to Cabo Verde, yeah, I'd be sad, don't get me wrong, but Cabo Verde won, you know what I mean? Anything can happen in sports. That's the whole point, the whole point of this World Cup so far, at least of what people have been saying, is anything can happen.
Yeah.
Look at America, for example.
The goalie retired too, like right after.
This was his final World Cup,
Well, he was like 40, and he was
exactly, man. Yeah.
Did you see like him and Messi? Like Messi met up, and Messi gave him his
exactly.
jersey.
Like the players. Like, still respected Messi, that just goes to show. It's not like, oh, Messi, FIFA golden boy, it's all scripted, I don't care, I hope Messi dies.
That I genuinely don't think you can hate. Like, Messi, he just plays soccer. Like, like, everyone knows the joke about Messi outside of soccer.
Autism,
right?
Yeah,
how everyone thinks he might have it. Dude, he might actually have it, because I've seen some of the clips how he acts, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, if you got it, man, that's no problem. I guess soccer's just his fixation, man.
Yeah. Messi is really, outside of soccer, is a really respectable guy. He does a lot for his community and everything like that. Just a really upstanding guy. And I think that's what adds to the charm of his character. Yeah. I think you can say the same thing about, example, LeBron James, But when you have someone like, I think I'm going to go basketball route, like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, where they put their mentality over everything, right? It's almost like, outside of that sport, as a person, like, I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, you know a lot more about basketball. Go ahead and explain it.
LeBron, I can somewhat understand when people say, oh, like, I don't like him as an athlete, right? Because obviously, like, if you're a fan of, like, a team, like, if you're a Toronto fan, if you don't hate LeBron, I'm probably going to be like, really, man? Because he terrorized that. Same thing with, like, the Celtics, man. He terrorized those two teams. So if you're a fan of them and you don't like him, that's fine. But I'll see what people who are fans of, like, random-ass teams, like Lakers fans, like, he gave y'all a trophy, man, and you still hate him because you think he's in competition with Kobe? He passed Kobe when Kobe was still in the league. Like, we gotta stop this whole argument. And what's very irritating about it is that they'll be like, well, you only got us one championship and it was in the bubble.
Yeah.
Since 2019, we have had a new champion every year.
Exactly, yeah. And shout out the Knicks.
Believe only one team has made it twice with the Celtics made it twice and the Heat made it twice. So when people try to like discredit Braun for that, it's like not only did he bring y'all a championship, your team a championship, save you guys from irrelevancy because the Lakers, they were terrible after Kobe left. Even Kobe's last 3 seasons, they were awful.
Kobe left in 2016?
Yes.
When did LeBron join?
2018.
Wow.
He was injured his first year.
Oh, really?
So, he joined 2018. That's actually the team he's been on with the longest. Which is kind of weird to think about.
Yeah.
But
Cavs, Miami Heat, and then Lakers,
I think the Cavs is more like time, but like altogether, like that's the team he's been the longest like tenure on, which is insane. But I don't get that, because even if it's a player I don't like if some guy joined, the Pistons, and I was like, oh, I can't stand this guy. But if he brought us a championship, I'd love the man. And I'd love him, support him when he's on the team. It's kind of like how when on the Lions, like, I hate the Buckeyes. I can't stand them. But they drafted a guy from Ohio State. I love the guy because he's on my team.
What are you going to do if LeBron randomly joins the Pistons?
Dude, look. I was talking about this. Adam Silver loves money so much, he's not going to let him play in Detroit. Like, come on, man.
Why not?
Because Detroit doesn't make enough money. He wants him to play in, like, LA, New York, like a high market that would get a fuck ton of money.
So where is LeBron going to go right now, then? There's, like, a whole NBA, like, Cold War right now. Ever since the Knicks won, like, everybody's been scrambling for players. Like, it's a complete reset. What's going on?
So, the teams I'm hearing that are most favorable is Cleveland, go back, homecoming, retire, like, play his last year there, which is probably what's going to happen. Philly, which is where I want him to go because him and Tyrese Maxey have the same agent. And the other team is Golden State because he always said he wanted to play with Steph. Like, that's the player he's always dreamed of playing with. And although I think Steph and LeBron would obviously be cool, I love both of them. they're not winning. They're too old. The team's not, that deep. Like, could they win? Obviously, they could win. It's Steph and LeBron. Like, I'm not gonna hold that against them. But if you look at like how they play, Steph is more vulnerable to having a game where he will get like 4 points, if even. Like he had a game last year, got blown out by 40, only scored 4 points. And you'll look through it and it'll be like 10-point game where he's like 1 for 9 from three. And it's sad, obviously, because I grew up. I love Steph. He was lighting it up. Remember 2016? Even if you weren't a basketball fan,
Oh yeah,
you knew who Steph Curry
2016
was.
Steph, yeah, was
Like
something else.
he had that year in his hand. First ever unanimous MVP. He was lighting it up, and he was shooting like 30 footers just for fun. But he was making them, and just to see him, like I watched him play live, and he shot 2 for 12. Like it was disgusting, honestly.
There you go.
Made me sick to my stomach watching.
There you go.
But even though when you see him going 2 for like 12, and you're devastated, he passes the ball so well, and his vision is so insane that he's still, Unk still has it. Like obviously there's some stuff that isn't gonna leave you, like passing and like your vision on the court and like how you like can read a defense. That's not going to leave you, but obviously, like when you see him shoot, you see him play, he's more like vulnerable for injuries too. He doesn't play as much, but he's like 38 years old. LeBron's going to be 42 next season.
I really thought LeBron was going to retire. I really thought.
Too.
Doesn't his contract expire?
Yes, that's why I believe he's a free agent. So he's probably going to sign because he said he'll take the minimum. Which I don't know if he will, because he said that in LA, and everyone thought, okay, he's just like restructuring to get a better contract. But now he's not there, and after seeing what LA has done, yeah, I can't say I blame you, Bond. You weren't winning shit. You might have won like a playoff game if even. And that's another thing too that's so irritating. Is I saw some guy, he's like, look at what Rob Pelinka's cooking now that LeBron's out, in his ear, and it's like, Rob Pelinka, yeah, he's cooking. It's burnt. Take it out. He has spent way too much on players that I do not think that are that valuable, and LA doesn't have a draft pick until 2030 something.
Good lord.
So LeBron left, like, yeah, you still have Luka, you still have Austin Reeves. You have a very solid pushing it regular season team. That team gets into the playoffs, so probably going to be a low seed. They're going to get destroyed.
It's unfortunate. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
No, man, fuck Lakers fans. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? After LeBron leaves, like, the Lakers are going to have no more fans. Like, that's the running joke.
They're going to have fans,
obviously. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, every team's going to have fans.
What's so irritating is back to the whole, like, only one championship thing. Dude, I would have killed for the Pistons to win, man. I've been a fan of that team for over a decade, and I have seen them win one playoff series.
That's tough.
And we have Lakers fans, only one championship? Fuck you, dude.
Basketball is such a, I guess, versatile is the right word. Like, you could, like you said, in the past, 8 years, it's always been a new winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. It must be nice. I wish that NFL could fucking do that.
I do too. And the
NFL,
NFL,
my God.
I will say, like, yeah, we had the Hawks, then the Eagles, and the Chiefs. Yeah, won 3 in a row of, like, a new team. But everyone knows, like, the Chiefs are going to be back with Mahomes, comes back from injury.
Oh, man. Imagine being a Patriots fan in the 2010s.
Dude, they got better, man.
Yeah.
That Chiefs team's going to be unstoppable, man. I genuinely think, like, I don't see any team beating them. I think they're going to cruise to another Super Bowl win, man. Like, I can't think of a team in the NFC that even stands a chance, because people might say, well, Seattle, but, dude, Seattle came out of
Trust me, man. It's the Lions' year for sure. Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, God.
Oh, man. That could be a whole episode.
Oh, my God. It very well could be.
Do we still have Goff and...
Yeah, we still have, like, all key pieces, obviously. But what's irritating about, football and sports in general is I cannot stand talking to Lions fans, which is kind of sad because I want to talk to people who are a fan of my same team, but they either act like there's no issues on the team, or when I bring up a valid issue, they'll just not really say anything. So it's irritating because I obviously I love the team. I want them to do the best they can. But I'm looking at them and I'm like, yeah, 2023 might have been our chance. Like, we might make the playoffs, but I don't see us really going far in the playoffs. Maybe a win. It's almost
like people are concerned about the wrong thing. For example, when people say they want to fire, like Dan Campbell or Jared Goff, it's like, no, what? These guys are like almost your saving stones. These guys are not the problem. They're doing their best with what they have. You know?
Like, they're coming at the people and not, the overarching problem, which we did address, which that is a good thing. But there are still glaring issues on this team that I will bring up, and people are trying to like downplay it or not even really go too in depth. Like our secondaries, who are going to be guarding the wide receivers, they're terrible. We lost our two best ones, and they weren't even that good. So
Wow.
now what? Because if you thought our corners were bad in 2023, they probably have been worse the 2 years after. Because we went far with that, god awful secondary, and now we can't even do that with this one, and it got even worse. And I said, draft corner, and people are like, no, man, we need D line, we need O line. And my problem with that is D line and O line, they can play well into their 30s. Cornerback shelf life, dude, that's 3 years, if even. Some quarterbacks look good the rookie season and fall off a cliff. So you kind of need to get those guys, straight out the gate young. You can go and get a defensive lineman who's 30. He could still have his best years ahead of him. You can get an offensive lineman who's 33, still playing elite football. You get a cornerback who's 30, he's going to be terrible. And that's my problem is I'm saying draft a corner, go in free agency, get the O-line, get the line help. Because, okay, if they're 28, that's fine. You get a cornerback who's over 28. It's probably over for him or he's on the decline. Because you might be going into year 4 thinking, this guy's the best cornerback in the league, and little do you know he's a year away from being a year away,
Yeah. Fucking hell. Just ridiculousness all around. NFL season does start pretty soon, though, doesn't it? 2 more months?
So, I think they're doing training now. Preseason starts...
August?
Yeah, early August. So, yeah.
Yeah, next month, yeah.
Yeah. Because I always equate that to when...
I feel like wasn't it just the Super Bowl, Andrew?
Yeah, honestly. And I feel like the Super Bowl was quite odd because I don't think at the start of the season, you might have said, oh, the Seahawks will make the playoffs or, oh, the Patriots will make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they both made the Super Bowl. And I even remember I was talking to one of our friends about this. And I was saying the Patriots are giving me Cincinnati Bengals vibes from like a couple years ago where it's like young team, super exciting, super fun. It's got its haters. Some people deny them. But maybe, they could go on an insane run and, make a Super Bowl if they get lucky and, everything falls in the right place like it did for Cincinnati. I mean, not everything even fell in the right place for them. They had to play the Chiefs in the 1 seed. And I was like, they got this quarterback, Joe Burrow, when he made it, it was like, oh, this is white boy of the year. This guy's so tough, this is the guy, right? And Drake May, he's kind of like everyone loves him, calling him white boy of the year, like same thing. It's like the white quarterback with like swagger, a good defense, The only difference is Joe Burrow was probably throwing to the best receiving core I've ever seen, and Drake Mays was lackluster, to put it lightly.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing that I kind of want to segue into is with, college season coming out, EA dropped College Football 2027.
Oh, boy.
EA's greed. Saying EA is greedy, that's nothing new. We've known that for years now, probably decades now, if we're being completely honest.
I don't think it's ridiculous to say they might be the worst gaming company ever.
Dude, they won worst company back to back.
They are genuinely awful.
Like 2013, they are terrible.
You have Ubisoft. You have everything else. Just yeah, it's definitely
Nintendo
up there.
Nintendo might be up there, but Nintendo's games are good.
The thing about Nintendo is they know they can get away with it. Yeah. Nintendo is like a universal gaming company. Everybody from all over the world knows about
if you look
Nintendo.
At like the Nintendo Switch, I think is on pace to be the best-selling console. Yeah. I think it's already second.
Something like that. I remember when the Nintendo Switch 2 dropped, people were so mad about the price, and they still bought it because they know they will. It's Nintendo. Like, that is insanity. Like, on the topic of that, when GTA 6 comes out, there's talks about GTA 6. They want that game to flop just to, like, prove a point to these gaming companies. It's like Rockstar is not at fault here, bro. Rockstar is one of the few. Rockstar can make GTA 6 $100, like the Ultimate Edition. They can get away with that. You want to know why? Because we know what we're getting. The only thing is, people are giving into nostalgia. $100 back in like 2013 when GTA 5 came out, you would have gotten a stripper with the game. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see one guy? He like adjusted for inflation. GTA 6
is the cheapest game. Yeah.
I think the base edition, which is
the 80. Yeah.
But still,
everybody's buying the Ultimate Edition, though.
My problem is, and I don't want to be like the white knight, cuck for the gaming companies. But if you saved $1 now, $1 every day, you would have more than enough to play GTA 6.
Yeah.
And I think what people don't understand with that is that you're going to get your money's worth out of GTA 6. Probably the first year it's out, and it's only going to be out for like a month.
Yep.
because I don't think people are understanding. You're going to be playing that game so much.
Oh yeah.
You're going to get your $100 worth easily. And these are the people who are buying 2K every year
Yep.
or Madden every
And
year.
it's
Or they have,
ridiculous.
or they'll spend $100 on shark cards.
Rockstar is allowed, in my opinion, to make it $100. Obviously, I wish it was 60. But here's the thing: Call of Duty and 2K and every sports game, they're gonna see that. Oh, we can make our games expensive now. No, you're not allowed to do that. You want to know why? Your company fucking sucks.
Yeah. When I saw EA was doing 70 for Madden, I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, you're not the company that can raise it by 10.
Nope.
I was like, Activision with Call of Duty's fucking pushing it.
Who was the first, like, trendsetter for making it from going to 60 to 70?
Call of Duty.
Really?
Modern Warfare 2, yeah. I think
Wow.
that was
2019? No, 2022?
Yeah, I think that was the first base game to be $70.
I thought it was something earlier.
No, it wasn't.
Huh?
This is like recent. That's why I'm kind of shocked Rockstar already did the 80. But I think it's only Rockstar because I see other companies doing 80. They're going to learn real quick that there's a reason why Rockstar can get away with it.
How much was Cyberpunk? A little bit of off topic.
60.
Wow, and that was what?
2020.
Anticipated for 10 years? No,
8
years. I'm sorry. Yeah. So GTA 6 being anticipated, we waited basically 13 years, you know?
If you want to say, like, I think hype built up because I think those are rumors coming out in, like, 2017. So if you want to say 6 years, but look, man, GTA 6 and the GTA franchise is bigger than I think that was in CD Projekt Red.
Yep.
Like, you go up to, like, I could go down and ask my mom, hey, do you know what GTA is? And she'd say, yes, it's Grand Theft Auto. But if I said, do you know CD Projekt Red? She'd look at me like, what the hell are you talking about?
GTA 6 took over $2 billion into making it into a game. You know, I can understand why they're charging $100 for it.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So when you have example EA doing this thing, what's EA doing right now with the offline mode?
So what I was going to talk about with college football is they have a game mode called Road to Glory, and they have this in Madden too, where it's you create a player. I think quarterback, wide receiver, running back, certain positions. That doesn't matter. You pick a school you want to play for, you know, and then you train your athlete, you know, to get better. You can either start them off as like 60 overall bum, you know, you gotta like grind or go to like a really bad school to start and prove yourself and, you know, like upgrade your player, right? Like it's just, you know, it's just fun, right? You can also start off as like high tier, like 5-star prospect, you know, so if you just want to play for, let's just say a school you're a fan of like Michigan, Texas, Ohio State, you can instantly go in, play as a quarterback, you know, have a fun time. But the problem is, in order to upgrade your player, you need, I don't know what they're called. I think they're called career points.
CP? I'm sorry. Anyway, you're saying?
COD points, career points, whatever the fuck. And you do that to upgrade your player, but if you play for, like, a low school, you don't get as much as, like, if you were to play for, let's say, Michigan, right? And the problem people are having with that is that they can't start right away because their overall is too low. And they're wondering, so if I want to go to a bad school and, you know, help rebuild them with, you know, my raw skill, I can't do that unless I spend money. And I'm even finding out from one of our friends who has the game that you could be a 5-star prospect. You want to play at Ohio State, Texas, Michigan, whatever.
You can't do that?
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever thought about that? Go fucking yourself.
I don't.
For 2 years.
Who is buying this?
4 seasons.
Who is buying this?
Drones, mindless
Why?
drones, man.
Actual waste of money.
Because if you want to play a football game, you have to go through EA.
At what point is it just straight up disrespect?
Oh, they've been disrespectful since 2013.
Why are people still buying it though?
Because like I said, if you want to play a football game, there's no other football. There's not even like a fun like cartoony football game out there. It's either Football Fusion on Roblox or it's by Madden.
Don't they have like a monopoly on those games? Like sports games?
Have I ever told you how they got the monopoly?
I believe so, but go ahead and explain it again. So
Madden was going head to head with 2K, who makes the basketball games. They made football games, right? And I believe it was 2K4 or 2K5, where at the time the games were selling for 30. 2K said, fuck that, we're going to sell for 20. And they blew EA out of the water, right? Because it was practically the same game. It was just whichever company I guess you're more loyal to. Which, if you show loyalty to a company, you're a fucking loser. But if you see both of the games, they're the same. You're like, shit, this is $10 cheaper, man. I'm going to buy this. It's practically the same, right? I'm only playing this to play, you know, head-to-head with my one friend, right?
Yeah.
So they blew them out in sales, and EA got so mad, they went to NFL and said, give us a license, we'll give you a blank check. just how much you want for an NFL license. We only want to sell it. And NFL agreed because EA was like, hey, we'll give you a fuck ton of money. And the contract ended like a couple years ago, and people were like, oh, Madden might actually come back, or there might be other football. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. You know EA is going to go back to the NFL and say, how much fucking money do you want? We'll give it to you, because they'll make it back in probably the first year.
Oh my god. It's ridiculous, man. Gaming is really just, I don't want to sound like an old man. I've only been like, I don't know, I've only understood the business for like 6 or 7 years now, but it's just, it is genuinely a tragedy what's going on. It just keeps getting worse and worse. You know what I mean?
Like, I don't think gaming as a whole is in, a bad spot. Like, maybe games we play are in, like, a good spot. Like, I'm pretty, like, casual with the games I like. I like, the FPSs. I like sports games. I do like a story game, too. But I feel like, I don't know, man. With, like, prices going up, and that's a whole nother topic that I know isn't just affecting gaming. But it is tough that if you want to play a video game, unless if it's an indie developer, you gotta drop near $100. Like $70, man.
But that's the thing.
Insane.
The games aren't that worth that kind of money.
No, not. Most of these games are worth like $45, if even.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was $60. You want to know what else was $60? Black Ops Cold War. Yeah. And I love Cold War, but I really love Red Dead Redemption 2, And I'm lying. I bought Red Dead 2 when it was on sale for $30. That might have been the best $30 I ever spent.
Dude, look at Minecraft and all the shit you can do in that game. Was it $26?
And to this day, they're still getting updates. Absolute investment.
Let's just call it easy. Let's just say Minecraft's $30.
It is. I think it's $29.99. Yeah.
Dude, Call of Duty's $70.
Why?
Like
how?
And I don't agree with this game you beat in an hour, it shouldn't cost this amount, because if you get if there's replay value and it's a great story, I would pay $60 for. Like Firewatch, that's a short game. That story is, I think, in my opinion, phenomenal. I would have paid way more than what the game was. If Firewatch was like $40, I would have said fine, fuck it. I think it looks beautiful. I think the story is amazing, and I love the game, and you can replay it and catch some other things. Yeah. Obviously, the story is very linear. But I don't agree with like the whole, I beat this game in 3 to 4 hours. Why did it cost me $60? If the story's worth $60, the story's worth $60.
Exactly.
If the gameplay's worth $60, it's worth $60. If the art style's worth $60, so on and so forth.
Another example is Elden Ring. Elden Ring being $60 is insane. I feel like, I don't want to sound like a cuck, but I would have absolutely paid way more money to play Elden Ring. That is a beautiful game. I'm almost like willing to say $100. Like, I can understand why they did it. That game was groundbreaking, and I'm really excited for that movie when it comes out, man.
Because when I was looking at GTA 6's price, and obviously, I was a little upset that it was $80. I would have, like we said, we would have loved for it to be $70.
Well, I would love for it to be free.
I was about to say,
what are you talking about?
I would have loved for it to be free. We wish, like, obviously they're going to set a price tag, so like 60, 70, obviously that would have been, more ideal. But I'm looking at GTA 5 and how much I played that game and all the memories I have on that. And dude, if somebody told me, $100 or all of GTA 5, all of that's gone, dude, I'm paying the $100 over and over again, man, because I got more than my money back, man.
Yeah.
Like, I love that game, and I do think 6 will be a better game. I do think, because what Rockstar said was, hey, we gotta make this probably the best game of all time for the hype.
GTA 6 might be the last video game ever, man.
Dude, I don't think... like LeBron hype for a video game, man. I don't think... Because one guy said, is this the most hyped up entertainment launch? And I think yes. Dude. Without a thought in my mind.
When GTA 6 drops, that might be its own episode. Just like how far we are in the story, what we think.
Because Instagram's probably going to crash. Twitter's definitely going to crash.
You just can't go on social media that day.
PlayStation Store's crashing. Like, I genuinely don't know what isn't going to
think about the job market. People aren't going to go to work just to play GTA 6. How many people are going to skip school just to play GTA 6?
Steam might fucking close because people don't know it's not on PC, man.
Yeah.
Like, this game, I was talking, and I was thinking, GTA 5 made $6 billion. Is it really crazy to think GTA 6 will make more than double that?
I think at the very, very, very minimum, it'll make $10 billion.
I know. I was talking with work, and I said, would it be ridiculous to say it could make 20?
Because you have to remember, right?
Like, so 20's a lot, but I think it could very well do that.
GTA 5, 100 million people, $60 game, right?
Yeah.
$6 billion, yeah, like you said. $100 game now.
More than that.
Let's say, honestly, ballpark number, what do you think?
like when it's all said and done, how many people are gonna? I think this could be the highest selling
I
game
think
all time.
honestly 200 million people
I
will
was
buy
gonna
it.
say I think so too.
If you really want to go crazy, say 250, 275.
Yeah, because how much is Minecraft at? Is Minecraft at 300?
I think Minecraft's at 250. I have no idea. I can do a quick fact check on my phone.
So with 6, how long its life cycle is? Let's say it's the same as 5. Let's say 13 years.
Yeah.
Is it really crazy to say it could break 20?
No.
Because I think it could do that. It's going to be the most profitable entertainment launch ever.
Holy shit. Minecraft is at 400 million 400. Sales. GTA 5 is at 230.
Oh, so 6 could get like...
Look at the drop, though, after that. Red Dead Redemption 2 is at 85 million. Oh yeah, God. Nobody compares.
6 could get 300.
Yeah.
So 300 at $100, man. What is that? I mean, obviously, people are probably gonna wait for it to be on sale. It's probably gonna drop in price.
If it'll ever go on sale, what are you talking about?
There are people who are saying, "I'm not buying 5. I'm waiting for 6." So you gotta think, even with 5 having all those numbers, there are still people out there that are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna play 5. I'm gonna just wait for 6 to come out."
Yeah.
So you gotta think, those people. All those people are gonna play 6. Man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that bothers me when people are like, "You haven't seen gameplay." It's fucking Rockstar, man. I'm not... Look, gameplay-wise, Rockstar could improve. It's not the worst.
Yeah, that's the only, I guess you can say, flaw about Rockstar. Their missions, like for Red Dead Redemption 2 or GTA 5, if you don't do something in a certain way, it you failed the mission, basically. Which is ironic because back in the day, the earlier GTA games, San Andreas and the first Red Dead, you had way more, I guess you can say, freedom, creative liberty to do whatever you want, and it still counted.
To a certain extent, because I think Red Dead 1, with Undead Nightmare, you have to complete all the side quests to beat the game, and the main complaint is, well, it's not a side quest if I have to do it. A side quest is just, well, I don't have to do this, but it's fun. Adds to the story. Might unlock something, like GTA, you could get like a heist partner that was like really good but had like a low cut.
Yeah.
But the problem with Undead Nightmare was you had to do all of them to beat the game.
Yeah.
And also in the base game, certain missions you had to be at a certain area at a certain time of day, and the weather, like, it couldn't be raining. Like, there's a mission where you wake up Uncle outside, and you literally have to wait for Uncle to be sleeping there, and he sleeps at like 6 p.m. to like 8 p.m. or some shit like that. But if it's raining, you can't unlock the mission. And it's a story mission. Like,
wow.
You can't progress the game.
So what do? You just have to sleep?
You literally just gotta wait until he gets there. Because I don't know if they have sleeping in Red Dead 1. It's been so long since I played that game. And I got to that mission, Uncle was there, so I didn't really understand that until I saw people, like, reviewing the game, and they were, like, complaining about that. And, yeah, that's a major issue, and you could argue, oh, it's 2010, whatever. And, yeah, that's valid.
Do you think Rockstar is going to look at stuff like that and listen to what the people are saying and change it for GTA 6?
Oh, definitely. I'm telling you this right now. GTA 6 better not have a mission anything like Scouting the Pier.
Oh, it will, man. It will. Come on.
Dude.
There's always that, like, you have to remember, those missions are basically like setups, right? They don't really count as missions, but you have to do it for the story to make sense.
Yeah. But you can make a setup mission fun.
I know.
Setup missions, they will not fun at all.
They do that a lot in Red Dead 2, from what I remember. There's always these like quick little things where like you just have to do it. And it's just like, okay, whatever. I mean, I guess this could have been something else. I don't have to
like what I think people get the most annoyed with the Scouting the Pier is it's boring.
Yeah.
And you don't get anything from the heist. You practically did it for nothing. Like, hey, shit, okay, I got some money out of this, but you worked at 9 to 5 for no reason.
Yeah. But to be fair though, that's such a minor negative in the grand scheme of the story.
Obviously. Okay, what, 77 missions? 3 are boring.
Exactly. I feel like people are going to be, especially when GTA 6 comes out, people are going to be so hard for no reason that they can't appreciate the good stuff.
I think there's a reason you can be harsh on the game. You waited 13 years, obviously, and with the hype.
Yeah.
But
you have to be reasonable. You have to be reasonable, If
there's a mission or two I don't like, I'm just going to be like, okay, whatever. If the overarching game is great and the graphics we have seen are going to be phenomenal, I do think, and we talked about this, that when the game comes out, you're going to have those people like mid, not worth the hype, overrated, and those people, you just gotta let them talk.
I'm not taking anybody's opinion on the internet. No. I don't care. I'm going to play the game myself. I'm going to try to...
I think genuinely with some of these people, you just gotta let them talk. They just want to hear their own voice. You're going to hear GTA 6 wasn't worth the hype this, GTA 6 wasn't worth the hype that. this sucks, this is terrible.
I've
And
been
then,
waiting 13 years, even though I bought GTA 5 2 years ago.
honestly, 2 years later, this is the greatest game ever. This is the gaming, masterpiece. Oh my
God
god, I can't
himself was in the
believe it.
studio when this was being
Honestly, like,
created.
and that's just what's so frustrating. And you see that so much. And I don't think it's people's, like, minds are changing or, oh, it's growing on people. I just think when something comes out that's been hyped, people just want to act like contrarian and be like, ooh, I'm going to go against the grain. Because 6 is going to come out. I think it's going to be liked by most people. But you're going to just see people on Twitter or TikTok saying it's overrated or it sucks. And if it's overrated, then it's overrated. And that's obviously, terrible. But I think Rockstar knows the fucking pressure they put on themselves for this game and what GTA has been, because I don't think there's been a bad GTA game.
No,
I don't think there's been a GTA game that you can argue is below a 7.
Yeah.
Like 1 and 2 maybe, but that's like the 90s. Rockstar didn't have the funding. They didn't even know what they were doing. This is gonna be a racing game, and I think they just added cops on accident.
Yeah. The main GTAs they consider is the trilogy edition, obviously, and the HD editions. You have all the DLCs and everything like that. Yeah, Chinatown Wars. Yeah.
I think that's the one where it's like comic panels.
Yeah.
Dude, did you know there's a guy in there and he killed 72,000 people for $5,000?
One real life?
No, in the game.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know anything about this.
There's a mission in that game where you have to blow up like town halls, and they estimated that it was 72,000 casualties
for $5,000.
$5,000.
Oh my gosh.
They think he's the most evil character because he has the most confirmed deaths, but they kind of don't want to count him because it's obvious he's the most psychotic. Because there's another one. I can't even say what he does. I'll tell you after. But
what is it? Go ahead.
The one with the butcher.
Does he chop people up? What does he do?
If you know, you know. I'll tell you at that. I genuinely cannot say it.
Why? What is he like? I'll work around it.
Can we pause?
No, I mean you keep talking. Like I'm confused. Curiosity killed the Leo. Go ahead. Just like work around it.
The butcher like owed him money.
Yeah.
You can't work around this. He gets to the butcher, beats him to death, kills him, dices his body up, turns him into meat, and serves him to his coworkers, and they all loved it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty reasonable for something I expected. Yeah, that's it?
Yeah, because he owed him like a low amount
I
of money.
thought you were gonna say something heinous, like he goes out and does something to kids. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, no.
After the whole Hillary Clinton situation, they couldn't do anything.
Hot like coffee. Yeah.
That is insane.
Did you know the Statue of Liberty in GTA 4 is supposed to be Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
It's also really creepy when you consider there's a beating heart in the game and the statue.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the mysteriousness of the GTA Rockstar universe.
They do add some like creepy shit. And I think that was like near the start of like Red Dead because of like Undead Nightmare. I think they saw how well that did, and they just were like, let's lean into like like a more like horror aspect in some of our games, like Mount Chiliad. And
I have such a strong appreciation for like example a video game or like a character that can work in like well in any setting. Comedy, action, suspense, horror.
Yeah.
Something that always comes to mind is Batman. You can do so much with Batman.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And Rockstar can do so much with their games, and I think that's really like that takes a lot of talent.
Yeah.
When you see something like I don't know, like go ahead and say something. Like any character.
Like any character. Trevor.
Michael Trevor? Yeah, you can't, like, what do you, I mean, okay, well, Trevor's not really fair. I guess you can do a lot with Trevor. But, Michael's whole character is, like, he's this ex-con mafia boss, right? You have so much more room to work with Trevor than Michael.
Yeah.
Michael's story could have been GTA 5 by itself. You didn't need Franklin or Trevor, easily.
You can also argue that for Franklin, too. They did more into that, which I really wish they did.
I wish
I think they were worried it was going to be too much like San Andreas.
Yeah.
But
because if you look at the grand scheme, the grand story of GTA 5, for example, Franklin doesn't matter at all. It's all Michael and Dave and Trevor and Lester.
It's a damn shame because they started off with Franklin and then they kind of were just like, fuck
He's
off.
one of the main characters, He's supposed to be 33% of the game. I feel like he's only like 5%.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's more on like Michael, obviously is probably the main character for that game.
Yeah.
And I feel like they focused a lot on Michael and Trevor's, dynamic, which there was a lot to unpack, obviously. And I love the game. That's probably my favorite game with everything else.
That's probably going to be the inspiration for GTA 6 with Jason and Lucia, just a relationship dynamic. Yeah. So you get to play as the two characters back and forth. That's definitely going to be interesting.
Do you think they might have like a third character they're keeping under wraps?
Absolutely not. If they did, it'd be that guy that looks like Dutch Vanderland. You know who I'm talking about with the mustache and the hair?
Dude.
I think Rockstar just reused their models, bro, because my goodness, those characters look similar.
Here's the thing that I found out recently is with Madden Mobile, what they do is they input a very old Madden into it. Like they have like the base, like let's just say Madden Mobile in 2018. It was Madden 08, but they imported it for a phone because obviously you can't put Madden 18 on that.
Yeah.
So what I think Rockstar probably does is like they might make like a bunch of characters and just cut out the ones they don't like, but they might like keep like a few that they're like, I like that one, but I don't want it to be a main character. I want it to be a side character,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they might have like old character models for maybe Dutch, maybe Trevor, maybe Franklin.
But here's the thing, Andrew. It's interesting because what Rockstar does is the actor, the voice actor, the actor, they model the the character to look like the actor. So it's one of those things.
Yeah.
If you look at Michael, literally Stephen Ogg, Michael, and Franklin, what they do is they take their features and characteristics and they just make that into the game. Same thing with the Red Dead Redemption 2 cast and crew.
I don't really see Roger Clark looking that much like Arthur.
Yeah, I think, example, Benjamin Brian Davis. I don't want to be mean, but he's a way bigger guy than Dutch Vanderland, So there's definitely obviously there's some workaround. But it's still one of those things where that's just something Rockstar does. I don't see why they wouldn't do it for Jason and Lucia and all the other characters in Vice City.
Well, when I say like a character model, maybe it was like it looked like the guy, but not in like their vision. Like if I were to draw you, I could draw you in like different ways.
So maybe they had just different features, different things. Yeah.
Or maybe it's like they have like a model, and then the guy comes in and does the voice work, and then they like work around the model to make it look like them.
Yeah.
Oh, they might just make the model and try to find a voice actor that looks like them, but I think that's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah. Feel free to hit us up, Rockstar, if you ever need any actors.
Honestly, you need an Andrew and a Leo?
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah.
But another thing, too, that I wanted to talk about with the characters that I think could work well in like any setting is Superman. I think he could work well in every setting, too, because in the most recent Superman movie, which, dude, honestly, I love that movie coming out, but the more I've sat with it, dude, I just love that movie, man.
James Gunn. The gun doesn't jam.
No, it did not.
It's something DC really needed,
That was, I think, the perfect revive.
The only saving grace for DC was not the Batman in that universe, but Batman in general, right? Everybody loves Batman.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I think there's a golden thing where even Stan Lee says, like, oh man, I wish I thought of Batman to put him in Marvel or something like that, because that's just how, I guess, like, iconic of a character he is. So we have someone like Superman that came with a movie that came out last year, and everyone gets reminded, oh man, Superman's actually really cool. It's something that DC really needed,
But I think too, if you look back at like Superman movies, man, it is Superman games too. There hasn't been a good Superman video game.
No.
There hasn't been a good Superman TV show, if there even is one. The movies lately have been lackluster at best.
Yeah, I didn't like the Snyderverse.
I did not.
I don't understand people.
Zack Snyder money.
No, just not worth it.
He has so many like diehard like fans that try to act like the new Superman was bad. James Gunn and Zack Snyder are friends. Like Zack Snyder wants James Gunn to succeed with it.
People were hoping the new Superman fails. Oh, you guys don't realize, this is gonna be just a bunch of woke propaganda trash. It's like, dude, it's Superman.
Yeah,
what? What?
And what's so irritating is I was hearing people talk about the Man of Steel for Superman because Superman didn't do too good internationally.
Really? I didn't know that.
But that's a whole nother topic you could get into. But what's irritating is I was hearing people try to say that Superman, they should have focused more on his aura than him being like a symbol of hope. And I couldn't disagree
You don't
with
understand what's it called? Superman's character then.
Yeah,
the whole point of Superman, the whole point of Superman is like he's supposed to be this beacon of hope.
Yeah.
Batman is the beacon of, I guess, justice, vengeance. Batman's a lot more like, I know a lot more about Batman than Superman, but I like both of them. You know what I mean? I understand.
His logo, I feel like if you were to like to say draw a logo for hope, people would start drawing the Superman.
That's
logo,
literally what it means. That's what it means in their language, Kryptonian, right? Granted, it's a made up like world, but that's what that's the point of the story.
I mean, remember that kid, in the war-torn area? He's holding up the flag for Superman. Like. That's why he wears it. He even says that, like,
on my planet, it means hope.
It's like we wanted them to know we're the good guys.
That's why they wear the bright colors. Yeah, it's a neat detail, but it's one of those things where you don't really think about it, but it completely makes sense for Superman's character.
Yeah.
By the way, the actor for Superman, I think he's a very, I think he did a fantastic job. Yeah, I think I prefer him more than Henry Cavill. I like Henry Cavill a lot. I respect him. He's a really good, upstanding guy. But I really like David too. I think David did a phenomenal job.
And I think when we see more of like Clark Kent too, and like more Superman being like a good person, he kind of has like that like sweet guy look to him, but he can also be like tough and be like, this isn't a guy I want to fuck.
So there's been over the past like 10, 15 years, there's been a debate in the Superman community where it's like either you want Superman to be a Boy Scout or you want Superman to be like this serious, godlike, a god among humans, you don't mess with Superman, he's unstoppable. It's like, no, the whole point of Superman, he's a Boy Scout, in some iterations, he's a grown-ass man who still believes in Santa, what I mean? That's just his character. That's what makes sense. In the 2025 movie, literally, when we learned that Superman's character was to come to Earth and just start breeding with the people to make more Kryptonians, you know what I mean? He doesn't want to do that. And it makes sense why he doesn't want to do that, because he learned to love Earth. He learned to love his human family.
I feel like people need to realize what the whole, Superman should be more focused on. Superman isn't Superman because he has these powers. He's Superman because he was raised right.
Exactly.
Like, the whole point is he was raised by, his two parents. I forget their name, but that's why
Ma and Pa Kent. That's what they call him.
That is why he's the way he is. He was raised the right way, and he grew up to love humans and love Earth. He's a much better man than I am.
And I don't want to be mean, but people are stupid and just can't understand anything anymore.
And yeah, you could look at his suit and maybe be like, oh, it's obviously like kind of,
cartoonishly super. Ridiculous. Superman was made in the 40s. You know what I mean?
People also gotta realize, yes, obviously we're two grown-ass adults talking about this, but superheroes at the end of the day, they're for kids.
Yeah.
Like, not all the way. Like, there are all-rated superhero movies.
Well, it goes back to the thing we were talking about. You can take something and you can have it be like, example, like what we were talking about GTA 5. You can have it be a lot of things. You can do that with superheroes. You can have them be serious. You can have it be cartoony. You can have it be animated.
Like Batman, he's more like of a serious kind of like a darker superhero.
He's gritty. You can do. I think you can do way more with Batman than Superman, in my opinion.
I agree.
So it's one of those things where it's like, when you think of Superman, you're usually going to think of like the hope, but you know what they want to see, Andrew? They want to see evil Superman. They want to see no, man, we got hype moments and aura. That's all they want. Yeah. They want eye candy. And it's going to happen with Avengers Doomsday. They don't care about the story. They just want to see all these heroes from the past 20, 30 years come on the big screen together to fight Dr. Doom. Dude, it's ridiculous, man. Like, what happened to writing? What happened to story?
My biggest complaint, too, with Doomsday is Steve Rogers coming back.
For what? His story is over. He gave the shield to Sam. He's retired
Captain America. I know it's for they're calling it Avengers. This is a Fantastic Four movie that they're calling Avengers for like marketing, but they're making Doctor Doom focused on Steve Rogers. Why? The Joker's more serious on Superman, and Batman's gonna take a back seat. The fuck? No, Doomsday is Reed Richards' villain. He is the Fantastic Four villain. If you want him to have more of like a thing towards Marvel for the movie first, fine. But don't make it Steve Rogers.
There was no build up to
fucking stupid.
There was just no build up to Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom in the comics is one of the most important characters, not villain characters in the whole universe. It is ridiculous.
I think it would have been so much smarter if they did Fantastic Four 1, introduce him at the end, do Fantastic Four 2, where he's like a villain, and then Avengers Doomsday is them going back to Earth being like, we need all the fucking hope.
Here's the thing, Andrew. There is hope. There is hope because we're also getting a second Avengers movie called Secret Wars, and that one, do you know what Secret Wars is in the comics?
Not really.
It is
my MCU knowledge in the comics is very pedestrian. That's being nice.
I'm not going to spoil anything because let's just say Secret Wars is probably going to be a way better movie than Doomsday.
I know Doom does some evil ass shit.
From my understanding, I think Doomsday is just going to be more of a setup for Doctor Doom.
I do too.
Right?
And I know it recently got leaked. I don't know if these leaks were real. And from what I've seen, I mean, there was no special effects or like any like editing. It looks alright from what I could see. Because I mean,
I didn't see them, so don't spoil it.
I won't spoil it, but obviously we know Steve Rogers. He's in it, and it's pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah, we saw there was 4 trailers so far. That's confirmed is Steve Rogers, Thor, the X-Men, and then the Fantastic Four and the Black Panther.
Yeah,
Wakandans.
I feel like the marketing for this movie has been an absolute travesty. Where was the trailer?
Yeah.
Where is it? What do Endgame? We got the trailer, I think, in November, and the movie came out in April.
Yeah.
And I even remember being like, "Whoa, like that's pretty close."
I don't want to, man. I don't want to defend Marvel here, but I at the same time I want to say I trust them. I think they know what they're doing now. It is really unfortunate after. Excuse me. After Endgame, it almost seemed like everything
They
just
were
went
kind of like
wrong.
directionless, I think.
They wanted to do Kang. Do you remember Kang?
Yeah.
We were supposed to get Kang
And
last
the
year.
whole, like Jonathan Majors like controversy.
Yeah. And you want to know something else? Allegedly, from what I heard, Doomsday is actually going to be the conclusion also to Kang. So that's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a little wrap up, just a quick little like.
Yeah, and I think you can argue Doomsday might feel a little rushed because King didn't happen. I think they wanted to have like Doom be like what Thanos was in the beginning.
They only introduced Doctor Doom in 2024, literally 2 years ago. Yeah. That's it.
And what bothers me, and we've talked about this before, is them casting Robert Downey Jr. Now him being more focused on Steve Rogers is he's going to take the mask off.
Dude, what does that even mean, man? What like because there's been I've seen so many theories. It's like, oh, it's gonna be Iron Man coming back.
I hope to God it's not.
Oh my
that would
God.
be. I genuinely think if they try to make it Tony Stark in a different like dimension, that will be one of the biggest mistakes they can make.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll look back at this in 5 years and this is a freezing cold take. And I hope it is.
Yeah.
But that is.
Oh man, I really hope this part ages poorly, man. Oh my God.
But I've talked about this with you, and I've talked about this with a few of our other friends, that I do have a lot of doubts about Doomsday, and I'm more hyped for the Spider-Man movie than I am for Doomsday. Like, obviously, I want to watch Doomsday, and I would probably try to get it at opening day.
Yep.
But my, like, excitement for it is, I don't want to say it in the ground, but it definitely, I am quite hesitant towards it. Do we know how long it's even going to be?
3 hours?
3 hours? And the shit they're doing with Dune, where they're trying to make their own, like, IMAX experience instead of pushing it forward a week or just pushing it back a week. Because more people want to see Dune in IMAX than they want to see Doomsday. Most of the people who are watching Doomsday are probably, like, Marvel fans, casual moviegoers, who are just going to watch it, probably in a base theater, maybe 3D if they want to get, a little, groovy with it. But Dune, people want to, that has like a huge fan base, and people want to see that in IMAX because Dune, a part of it is how it looks. And like the, like the soundtrack, the music, people want to see, that's like a grand, large movie that people want to see in like IMAX, So for Doomsday to kind of just be like, oh, fuck that, man, we're Disney. We don't want to play, like, well, how dare you say we should push our movie, back? You think we could have competition? Yes, I do think you could have competition. You're going to be the highest grossing movie. You're going to outsell them, obviously.
Marvel hasn't been doing so hot in these past, like, several years, man.
But that's the thing, too, is if Doom 3 kills it and Doomsday's a flop, yes, Marvel, you will have competition. You'll outsell them, obviously.
I'm telling you right now, Doomsday's not going to be a flop. I'm telling you right now. Okay,
it's not going to make less money. Okay, I shouldn't have used the word flop, but if it, let's just say underperforms. If it does underperform and Dune 3 kills it in the box office, yes, you are going to have major competition, and now Marvel's not going to be looked at as a giant. It's going to be looked at as, yes, you're a giant, but you can fall.
Yeah.
And but you can fall to a third movie in a trilogy, which obviously Dune has its cult following, but still.
People are absolutely going to still see Marvel movies, though. Marvel is one of those things. It's going to take a lot for Marvel to actually die.
I think there are a few things that can't die, and I do think Marvel is one of those that it can't. I think genuinely if Marvel has 30 bad movies in a row, people would line up to see 31.
Do you still mean the MCU or Marvel Comics in general?
Marvel in general.
Oh, okay, absolutely, yeah.
Marvel can't fall.
The merchandise, the toys, the movies, the shows, the stories, everything. Yeah, the actual comics.
And even like, let's just say, okay, they're on a 30, movie terrible streak. You still got the old movies. You still got the old shows.
Yeah.
Like Marvel can't fall. You got some of the most known superheroes. Like Spider-Man is I think you could argue Spider-Man is the most known superhero.
Yeah.
Right up there with Superman.
Yeah.
Because
Mount Rushmore of superheroes.
When you ask like international people, like describe America as a character, they say Captain America, Spider-Man, or Superman.
I was going to say SpongeBob.
But yeah, like if you want like, hey, who's a character that you think defines America? They say one of those three. Yeah. Because those are some of the biggest characters that come out of here, and they're kind of like, see, like Captain America. I mean, I get like there's more to him than he just fights for America, right? And American values. But that's what people look at, when you're talking about these, and that's
Yeah.
too Marvel. Like they can't. I don't think the DC can fail. DCU got pretty close back in the 2010s, but those shows were killing it.
Yeah.
Now I feel like they kind of did a little reverse, even though the Penguin was good, but Flash fell
Yeah,
off
yeah, yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I think Flash is still going on.
Holy crap. Who's watching that?
They need to ODL that show, man. Have you seen how it looks, dude? The CGI. It's a CW show,
Dude.
so obviously it's not going to be up to date, but dude, it looks like a Nickelodeon show.
Dude, I don't want to be mean or anything, but literally, for a while there, the only thing I cared about was Batman. I didn't give a fuck about anything. The first DC film that I saw that wasn't about Batman was Superman.
I think there was this one scene from The Flash where they had lightsabers for some reason.
What?
And there was a part where he's swinging it, and the CGI was so bad that the handle was the handle was here, the saber was here, like it was disconnected, and everyone was like, "Dude, like, are you guys even trying anymore?"
Who approved that?
Who knows, man? Who fucking knows? Because on like season 9, I haven't watched it past season 4, if even.
Wow, you actually took the time to watch it?
The first 2 seasons, I think, are phenomenal.
Yeah.
For The Flash. Season 3, not as good, but it's still watchable. Season 4 was...
What happened? Did they pull a Walking Dead and just get a bunch of new creators and directors and just completely change the show?
It just overstayed its welcome.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
Like, they're just doing like I don't know. I haven't kept up with it. I just see some clips and I see people saying to like just end the show already. It just doesn't look
Who's
good.
watching it? Genuinely. Who at home is going to be like, I can't wait to watch that new episode of The Flash?
I always think about that, like who's watching some of this shit, and I genuinely just think it might be like old people who don't really watch anything else.
It's
and
a
they don't really have
whole other
anything
world
to,
out there,
like,
man.
To like compare it to, because if you never listen to, let's just say you've never listened to a song a day in your life, I could play you some Little Mabu and you might think this is peak, but then you're gonna listen to other artists and you're gonna be like, this guy fucking sucks.
Don't say his name.
But at the start, you think, okay, this guy might be good because you don't have anything to compare it to. You might think old people don't got anything to compare it to, so the CGI for them, it might look just fine because they can't fucking see.
Yeah. Or maybe it's like one of those things where they just want background noise.
Maybe like a few like people just put on in the background, like I think some people too, like you with Shameless, like you just got so invested that you're like,
oh my god, that could be a whole tangent, bro. Shameless complete. If you think The Flash overstayed its welcome, Shameless after
Dude, I got to season 8 and just called it a day.
I can't believe they decided to continue that show without Fiona.
Dude, I was rewatching like season 2, and I was
really of Shameless.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was rewatching this one episode, and it was Lip, Karen, and who's Karen's mom again? Sheila. And it was when they're at the house, and Sheila's like begging Karen to like keep the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember watching that and just how the serious of the scene, how it was lit, the acting, the writing, it was so amazing. And I look at some scenes from like last season I watched was season 7, and season 7 was good, all things considered, but dude, it doesn't hold a candle, man. No. And no, so many scenes earlier that are like devastating, honestly.
Dude, those first 5 seasons were crack. I watched them all in a month. I couldn't stop watching.
I remember I was on a Christmas break, and dude, I think I finished season 1 in 2 days.
Dude, it was genuinely.
I think I finished season 2. I think I finished I started watching season 1, then I finished it the next day. Then I started watching season 2, and I finished that the next day.
Yep.
Those first 2 seasons, I watched religiously.
Mm-hmm.
I even remember when I started going back to school, I was still watching it, it was still good. I gave myself a rule, and I gave myself a rule for another show, was that I had an early morning on Tuesday and Thursday. I gave myself a rule, I cannot watch that show on Monday or Wednesday, because I knew I wouldn't be able to stop.
Yeah.
Because I think I was in season 3 of Shameless, and that was also a phenomenal season.
Dude, those first 5 seasons were genuinely like amazing. You can't describe it, bro. You have to watch it for yourself to understand it.
The shows I have given myself that rule for are Shameless and Invincible. And Invincible is already one of my favorite shows of all time. It's probably my favorite show in the streaming era. And for me to give myself a rule like that I told myself I could not watch this show because I knew I would not be able to put it down, and I had to wake up early. I think it's so insane. And that Shameless is one of them. Because I gave up on this show. I finished season 7, and like I said, it was good, but I know where it's heading, and it just, I don't know, man. Like, it was just, I was watching season 7, I was kind of just, I caught myself being bored more than usual.
Yeah.
Like, season 1 and 2.
It felt like a chore to watch it, didn't it?
Yeah, like, season 1 and 2, I'm all, like, invested, Season 7, I'm like, Okay,
Yeah,
like,
literally.
yeah, this is cool.
Man, let me tell you, Andrew, you did not miss out on much. After Fiona left, it was the
Yeah, I
most, like, it didn't even feel like an epilogue. It just felt like we already have a contract with these guys, so we have to pay them. They were just doing anything,
they
man.
should have. What I think they should have done was push Ian and Mickey's wedding a season forward, make it at the second to last episode, make Fiona leaving like the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did the same shit with The Office when Michael Scott left. It's like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
What I think people don't understand with The Office, and some of the people working on it, I get you don't want to give up on the show. People call like a show they made like their child, right?
Yeah.
Like they love these projects. The problem I have with The Office, and I'm overstaying the welcome, is that with certain characters like Phyllis, Stan, Oscar, Kevin, they were one-liners, but they worked because Michael was supposed to be the main thing.
Yeah.
They chime in here and there. They might have their own side plot. They might even have an episode,
Yeah.
But they're one-liners because the attention's on Michael and the secondary attention's on Jim, Pam, Dwight, maybe like a new character if we here and there. Like sometimes we'll make it Andy, sometimes we'll make it, the corporate level, And this was all fine and dandy and able to work because Steve Carell is a great actor and Michael Scott is a great character, and they were able to put most of their attention on Michael and be able to give these people, a little bit less. Andy becoming the manager, Ed Helms a great actor, Andy's a great character. Andy's not fucking Michael, Ed Helms not Steve Carell. He's not the guy.
It's kind of like a puzzle, right? Where it's like when all the pieces are together, you get this beautiful scenery, but you take one out, it's incomplete. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it's not.
I feel like Michael wasn't just a piece; he was half the fuck. He was a 75% of the fucking puzzle.
Same with Shameless when you have Fiona. Imagine if, example, Frank left the show. What? I'd argue that'd be worse.
And one thing too, and I feel like lots of people are more like whatever about The Office carrying on, and I kind of am too, is because last 2 seasons they weren't unwatchable. They were pretty fucking close. But The Office finale, you could argue is one of the best finales of all time.
Because they
brought back Michael, and he only has 2 lines, but it's Dwight's wedding. Everything's perfect. The characters end on a great note.
Yep.
And I think, that was... I love that episode, and it's kind of sad that, like, because I do agree that it should have ended with Michael leaving, but I'm also like, do I want to lose the last season? But the last episode, I'm like, season 8 and season 9 worth that last episode. And that's where it kind of gets to, like, maybe not.
I wish I could say the same thing about Shameless. That finale episode was just... It just felt disrespectful. It's like, I think what the show wanted to have its intentions be was, the season was the finale. So, example, in a few episodes, you'd have Mickey and Ian get their own apartment, right? In another one, you'd have Lip and Tammy. Don't get me started on Tammy. Having a kid.
And Tammy she's not a good character, but I don't think she's a bad.
She's not the worst, but it's one of those. You have to watch it.
Got with us, Sierra. Is that the name? The waitress girl.
Sierra. Yeah. I'm indifferent about Sierra. I don't know. I think I hated all of Lip's girlfriends, to be honest.
Dude, I liked Kaylin so much at the start.
What are you talking about? She was a bitch towards the end, bro. She was fucking psycho.
No, I said at the start.
Oh.
Yeah, near the end, she obviously lost her mind.
You want to know who deserved
literally
better?
Lost her mind.
You want to know who deserved better though? What, you want to know who else deserved better? Mandy. I liked Mandy.
Okay,
I
can't say. Yeah, I think you gotta retract that statement. Mandy and Liv,
okay, I'm gonna cut you off really quick. That's the thing about Shameless. It took these raw ass characters, and it made sense why they were in the show. Yeah. Right? You don't get that anymore in the later seasons.
Yeah, and I think I talked about this too. Is I feel like what made the first season so good is how connected everything was.
My god, it was
at the
beautiful.
End, it's Lip's doing this, Fiona's here, and Debbie's out doing this, and Carl's here, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? You have an hour episode, you're cramming in 5 different stories. Back then, it was, hey, we're fucking poor, we need money.
Yeah.
And that was, and you might be like, that's it?
Yeah.
No, there's more.
Well,
to
that's
the
the thing.
South side of Chicago.
Yeah.
It was mainly how we'll probably need
Yeah.
money. Frank did something stupid. We
I
need to
think
bail him out.
what it is, right? So you have this thing, right? I'm gonna go on a little bit of tangent here. You have obviously Frank and I forgot the mom's name. What was it?
Oh my god, Monica.
Monica. You have Frank and Monica, obviously two stoners, stoned out of their mind.
That's
They have this
one way to put it,
broke out of their mind, right? Monica just leaves entirely. She comes back whenever. Frank leaves all the time, you know? So you have these 6 kids trying to raise money. Eventually, when Lip realizes he's smart enough and Fiona wants him to go to school so he doesn't have to live this life anymore, but Lip takes offense to that, and he's like, no, screw you, I'm gonna leave and do whatever I want, I'm not gonna be the golden goose. So he leaves, and then he ends up living with Fiona's boyfriend, Jimmy, and then that leads to finding the Brazilian. It's like all of this stems from one thing. Like, I love when shows do that, and it just comes together.
And obviously, for Lip's character, Lip was my favorite character. I think they should have dove more into him not wanting to be the golden goose, if you will, because that is actually kind of like a sad mindset.
They tease that in the finale a little bit, and it's really insulting.
I think what's really sad is that they could have really gone more into Lip's like psychology of him not wanting to be that, but also loving his family, wanting the best for them, but him not wanting that pressure and him not wanting, I guess, to be like the way out, if you will.
Because they kind of do. They don't directly say it.
I feel like they should have put more into that, and Lip's like he doesn't want to be that.
Do you remember his teacher? By any chance? So his teacher was a really accurate role model for him, right? But remember, at the time, Lip gave up alcohol. Alcohol was ruining his life. And what happens to the teacher later on in the show, Andrew? Do you remember?
Yeah, he dies from alcohol poisoning.
He said himself, I chose booze, and he stayed in prison because he was a drunk driver.
I know. That's so sad.
You know?
Man.
So, man, I wonder what mental effects that would have on Lip.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I remember I talked to you about this as well. One thing I think that's very fascinating with Lip is he hates Frank more than anyone, and he was the closest.
He's just like him almost, yeah.
He was an alcoholic, out of his mind. Went to a good school, but failed because he was, I'll say it how it is. He was too stupid for his own good at that point, and he was overly emotional because of the teacher that he had, the relationship with.
Yeah.
And I also liked, what was the girl he dated in college? The Asian girl.
I have no idea.
I forgot. Liked her. I think she was cool. And I liked
Amy?
the dad. I think.
No, that's not it. I mean, I could look it up really quick.
She's not that important for what I'm talking about. But I feel like Lip was practically given a great opportunity because her dad respected him so much.
Nicole.
No,
I'm sorry. That's the actor's name. Her name is Amanda.
I knew it was
Oops. I'm sorry.
With an A.
Yeah.
But I liked when he was talking with the dad and the dad was trying to help him out,
Yeah.
It's and I liked when the teacher said when he was like, "Oh, I'm from the South Side. That's the South Side way." He's like, "Stop, thinking everyone's just trying to fucking, baby you, and that the world's giving you a hand. I'll fucking take it,
It's depressing because it's almost like every single person in that universe knew Lip was supposed to be better. Even remember, what's it called? Kevin from the bar, remember? You remember Kevin? Does the ass of that bar stool feel nice and warm? It should, because that's where your father sits. Everybody knows we don't want you to be like Frank.
And I think one of the best lines of dialogue in that movie is when Kevin and Lip are talking, and Lip is all like, "Oh, I'm tired of people telling me what to do," and then he's like, "Well, grow the fuck up, right? This is where you're from. This isn't where you belong."
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he says.
I know. And then he's like, "Kevin GFY," and he's like, "Yeah, TGIF."
Shameless was really nice with their humor.
Kevin.
They had some nice humor.
I know, Kevin obviously was flawed. Everyone in the show is flawed.
Yeah.
They're all shameless, right? That's the
entire point, yeah.
And yes, you can argue every character is, not a good person. Kevin obviously did some not good people things.
Yeah.
But I do think overall, at the end of the day, Kevin is probably a better person than most on that show.
You can say it. Kevin, Carl, Kevin's wife, Veronica.
Yeah.
Not Debbie. Good lord, not Debbie.
Oh my god.
Arguably the worst.
What? I understand. It's not a character assassination what they did with Debbie. Obviously, Debbie ending up that way isn't shocking,
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's really fair to say. It's almost like the whole point of Shameless is just you put a character through this environment. This is how they're gonna turn out like, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, well, it could be bad writing or character assassination, or it could just be the way that character was supposed to be intended
And
as.
I do think Debbie was supposed to be like
I
that.
think they confirmed it. Yeah, I think Debbie was always supposed to
Because
be like that.
where she grew up and everything she grew up around, it makes sense
Yeah.
that like, because she was like what 12, like trying to lose her virginity online.
That was a weird season.
That was, but if you look at
Yeah.
those who grew up in like a similar situation,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. That's why you see girls in like these bad areas that are pregnant at like 12 because they
Yeah.
were just exposed to that so long
Yeah.
at such a young age. So I do think Debbie's character makes perfect sense where she was raised. And I also think Carl is another perfect demonstration of how you can be in a shit environment, but it could make you
Yeah.
like a good person. Because Carl at the start, it was like this kid has no fucking hope, right?
Your environment does not prove you. Your character does.
Yeah, and I think Carl at the start, yes, obviously you're going to be affected by your environment. Everyone is, but he grew up, and I think he used that to his advantage. That's why he went to be a cop because he saw like what everything was going. Like that guy who went to jail, and I know it was mainly when he like went with his one ex-girlfriend's dad to like bust down the house. He thought was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that guy. What was his name?
Dude, it's been so long.
Like Luther?
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Dude, I liked him.
His voice was so cool, man.
But it was like the perfect, like, stereotypical single father that's overprotective, and of course he's a fucking cop.
I don't think he was single. I think he was married, right? I don't know.
You never see the wife.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna just say single for sake of argument.
Doesn't matter.
So obviously he's not gonna like that. His 14, 15-year-old daughter's dating, and it's Carl.
Yeah. Oh, and that was right. That was the white boy Carl era, right?
No, they started dating after because she didn't like that. Remember, like he got like all the braids out, and he was working with Fiona.
Oh yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
So yeah, because I think she even said like she liked him when he was in that era, but he was like trying too hard, which he was. But I mean, I kind of like that era. Lots of people don't. But
yeah, funny enough, that's when I started like slowing down when watching the show.
That's when I did too.
Yeah.
I think that was like what
season
6.
Season 6, yeah.
I kind of like started like I guess falling out of love with the show when Lip got out of college because I liked when Lip was in college and I understand him getting out. And I do think that scene where Ian is talking to like the bird about letting him back and he talks about the action vigor. I thought that was a really cute scene. But and we've talked about this too, and what they should have done if on the last episode too, if they wanted to have Lip sign up for community college, like try to get his life back on track.
It's like that one guy in season 1 or 2 said, you're gonna have a kid and your life's gonna be ruined, and you're gonna marry a woman or you're gonna be in a relationship with a woman.
And he's like, you're gonna get her pregnant, and you're gonna like hate your life.
Yep, right? And he hit the nail on the head because that's pretty much what Lip's life became.
What the show was trying to do was try to show like that professor was right about Lip, and Lip didn't take him seriously, and you can have a character fall from grace, and it can be great. Look at fucking Walter White, for example, right? Like he was like this, kingpin, and then
Ozymandias
falling down.
Falls down, yeah.
And I think you can do that great, but I don't think they did it well with Lip.
Nah.
And that's my main issue.
I think Lip is definitely the most controversial character in that show.
I love Lip, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I do see like a little bit of myself in there, like like the anger and all that shit. And I think what's sucks about Lip is he is the perfect like characterization of not living up to your potential. Lip had all the potential in the world to be a very smart, very successful man. And obviously, if he didn't want to be like the golden goose for his family, you don't have to, but he could have helped them. And I think that's what Lip's character should have been. And I feel like they should have made Lip's character prove the professor wrong, because I feel like that would have been more, I guess triumphant for Lip, because the show has like a lot of sad parts. Frank, I think, should have been the character that they should have dove more into his fall from grace and not make it Lip.
Well, the whole thing about Frank was it was like a puzzle piece we had to figure out slowly and slowly, until eventually we got like Frank's backstory. And
maybe this is just biased because, like I said, Lip's my favorite character, and maybe, I do like the parallels with him and Frank, how he hates him and how he ended up being, similar to him. But I genuinely do think they should have tried to make him successful and see where that could have moved up, because that could have been interesting to see, like, a family, struggling in, the south side of Chicago, but they got a brother who doesn't want to. They could have made Lip stay even though he's rich, and it's like him trying to get out and like lose that mindset.
Are you saying this because you just think this is what you wanted for the character, or because you thought like the character needed to be like this?
So a little bit of both, because we see how they wrote his like fall, and like I said, I don't think they did that good of a job with it. I think they made Lip kind of like a fucking moron out of nowhere, which is like, yeah, he was probably like bug smart, but a little common sense stupid. But I feel like it was just, I don't know, man.
I wouldn't even say that. I think he was the best of both worlds, honestly.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a shift where it's like, for example, when Fiona sold the laundromat, Lip was getting jealous, right? And it's like, Lip, why are you getting jealous? You had every opportunity to make way more money than that with school and education. You're what, the first Gallagher since Frank to go to...
He was the only one, dude.
Yeah, exactly. To go to school, to go to college, and you fucked it up?
Yeah.
Dude, that's your fault. You reap what you sow.
I know. And I think part of maybe Lip's character was he thought he deserved that, Like, because that's how everyone else around him was.
You mean like self-sabotage?
Maybe, like, Mickey dropped out, Fiona got her GED, same thing with Debbie. Carl goes to military school, I don't know what the fuck Ian does,
Ian never graduated.
Yeah.
Ian immediately, they said he never graduated.
So, you're the only one, so everyone around you didn't graduate. Most of them probably dropped out. So you're surrounded by all these people who, the up to their ass in bills, working jobs they hate, so maybe subconsciously Lip just thought, this is what I deserve, like, this is how I should turn out to be. And maybe that's why he was so, like snapping at the thought of him being, like, the golden goose, because I think he realized he would have to leave the south side of Chicago, and I don't think he wanted to do that. So maybe him, like, sabotaging himself was kind of, like, subconsciously him permanently making sure he wouldn't have to leave. Because I think part of his character is him not wanting to leave the south side and keeping that mentality despite it harming him.
Could have been like a combination where he got offended by that, but he was also scared at the same time, Oh, maybe I don't have it in me and everyone's counting on me.
I can also see that too. Because I think one of my favorite like arcs in the show is when Lip starts taking college seriously. And I think the whole like Lip in college, like that whole saga, I love.
Yeah.
I loved it, like him being in the dorm. I loved when Kevin came over. I don't like what Kevin did, but I liked when Kevin came over.
That was a weird thing for his character.
I liked like the talk. I liked the phone call with him and Fiona the most, where he's missing home, and Fiona's like, "Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Like you probably got like parties you want to go to," and he's like, "Oh no," and he's kind of just like staring at the phone after he hangs up because he misses it.
Yeah.
So I think part of that too is like the subconscious, like he misses the South Side. He doesn't want to leave it. Yeah. I think you could have made that like him being successful and still not wanting to leave, but also like maybe like a dynamic with the family where they want him to help out more, but he's like, "Oh, I don't want to be the golden goose," and they're like, "We're not asking you to, but we're behind on bills and you have a ton of money. Could you help us out?" And I feel like they could have done something with that, because I think it also would have kept the story more connected. But also you could have like branched out with Lip doing his own thing. Because when they started branching out with Debbie, Ian, and Carl, it's like there was way too much going on.
Yeah, it just.
But also, if you don't want to like carry on with Lip, being like a successful man, make the last episode him graduating and maybe Fiona leaving. Right? Like do something like that. Maybe have Ian and Mickey's wedding. Then the last episode is him graduating and Fiona leaving. That would have tied up the story. Yeah, you might have to push some things forward, but like, what the fuck is there in season 8, 9, 10, and 11 that is so important we need to keep?
The show just didn't feel practical.
Yeah.
Like, to a certain extent after, I guess, yeah, let's say season 8. Well, I mean,
the show's fucking ridiculous, obviously.
Because I'm trying to remember something. When Monica dies in one of the episodes.
The last episode, season 7.
I think that.
The last episode's a funeral, but.
Yeah, I think that was the turning point, because everything after that was just.
Oh, so I got out at the nick of time.
Yeah, everything after that was just. Dude, I don't care. Literally, why am I watching this anymore? I don't care. These characters. I have never seen a show do something like that, because it's not necessarily bad, it's just boring. Yeah. I don't want to watch this anymore. I don't care. This doesn't feel like the same show anymore.
Yeah, and that's like I said, like
it just overstayed its welcome. Like you said,
it definitely did. And I feel like the last 2 seasons without Fiona are very apparent. What is it with shows that they lose their main character and they're like, fuck it, we're gonna continue?
Walking Dead, Shameless, The Office.
Like, no, when the main character leaves, whether that actor or actress leaves for whatever reason, just make the last episode, them leaving and that be that. Because, like, man, it just gets me so upset thinking about how, like, The Office, if it ended at season 7, it probably would have been more highly regarded, and it already is super highly regarded as one of the best sitcoms and one of the best shows. It's probably, like, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. But seeing how it ends, it's like, that's tragic.
Absolutely.
And you can also argue they didn't like lose their main character because I think there were so many of them, but I do think Friends also overstayed its welcome. I think the last couple of seasons aren't that strong. I don't think it's like you need to completely write this out. What the fuck were you thinking?
Eventually, it became about the money. Friends is considered the most successful sitcom of all time.
Yeah,
those guys were getting millions for one episode. Holy moly!
Yeah, and look, there are a lot of things you can gripe about with Friends and how it ripped off Living Single, but that's a whole nother discussion. And for sake of argument, I do enjoy Friends, not as much as I enjoy The Office, but you can definitely look at like the later seasons and definitely say this isn't nearly as strong as the earlier seasons.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's a show that you probably, I think, could have ended maybe with. When did Monica and Chandler get married? What season?
Yeah, the ending of season 7, the start of season 8.
You probably could have ended it there because there's only 9 seasons.
Yeah, I think so.
Monica and Chandler's wedding would have been a fine last episode. Yeah.
Well, you have to remember, you gotta have Rachel get pregnant. You gotta have Ross and Rachel. Will they? Won't they? You gotta have. Actually, no. I was gonna say, they gave Phoebe. They got Phoebe married, and I thought that was nice.
I do too.
Yeah.
I will say I get like it was part of the character, but I definitely think the Ross, Rachel, will they? Won't they trope got old pretty fast.
They only broke them up because the writers thought it would be interesting.
Yeah, like.
What a joke.
Like, some of it's kind of funny, some of it kind of, like, gets at your heartstrings a little bit, like, especially, like, Ross, like, dressing up to go to prom with Rachel, and she's leaving with, like, someone else, and he's all upset, Like, yeah, there's moments like that, but I do think there are moments where I'm like, this is fucking stupid, right? And I feel like there are points where it's like, I get they're all stupid to, like, a certain degree, but when Rachel gives him, like, the 18-page note front to back...
It's supposed to be a joke, but still. I know,
but, like, Rachel's not that fucking dumb.
No.
To where she thinks Ross is gonna read all of that. Dude, I wouldn't fucking read all of that. I mean, prime Jennifer Aniston, maybe.
Ay.
But anyway, Leo, I kind of want to end this off with something we talked about a little bit earlier.
What you got in mind, Andrew?
This is, I'm gonna give some credit to where I got this from the podcast Nerd Sesh. But Leo, my Lee Honey Bunches of Oats.
Don't call me that. Anyway.
Can you name me the top 10 best-selling consoles of all time?
Oh, we're going back to the gaming session? Yeah. Top 10 best-selling consoles of all time. Okay. Well, I know something crazy. I think PS2 is number 1.
Yes, it is.
Nintendo Switch is number 2.
Yes, guess what the gap is between them?
100 million?
The gap between the PlayStation 2 has 160 units sold. The Nintendo Switch 155.92.
Oh, so it's almost about to pass it.
It's like 4 million away.
Actually, not really. If you're gonna buy a Nintendo Switch, you're gonna buy the Nintendo Switch 2.
Maybe, but I mean, it's cheaper. All right. Got 1 and 2 down.
Okay, I got 1 and 2. I want to say the Xbox 360, Andrew.
That is number 10.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's gonna be the only Xbox. PlayStation 1.
That is number 6.
Okay. So I'm getting them. I'm just not getting them in order. GameCube.
That is not on the list.
Oh, wow. I'll be damned. With how many memes you see of the damn thing back in the day, you thought it was the most sold.
The Nintendo GameCube is, I just saw it, number 22.
PlayStation 3, but I doubt it.
PlayStation 3 is number 9.
Wow, yeah, that makes sense. It came out with the Xbox 360 era. Nintendo Game Boy?
That is number 4.
Wow.
Nintendo Game Boy and Game Boy Color, they combine.
They combine, yeah. That's cool. 4. What else we got? What numbers am I missing is a better question.
You're missing 3, 5, 7, and 8.
Okay, what else do we have? Oh, we said... I don't know, honestly. I might as well just say PS4, huh?
PS4 is number 5.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Holy moly.
No, actually, I don't know why I said yes. So you're missing 3, 7,
The
and
PS5
8.
isn't on there, is it?
Number 8.
All five of the
yes,
PlayStations?
all 5.
That is insanity. Everyone
You're
likes
missing
PlayStation.
3 and 7, and I'll give you a hint. It's made by the same company.
Nintendo? I'm gonna assume it's Nintendo. Oh, the Nintendo DSi.
The Nintendo DS, I'll give it to you as number 3.
Okay,
so
okay,
now
okay.
You're just missing number 7.
Okay, so far I've got
shocked
all
you
of them.
haven't got this.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. I feel like I said everything because it's not the Xbox One, is it?
It is not.
Okay, yeah, because the Xbox 360 was the best Xbox.
Remember, I said it's the same company.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. So it is Nintendo. Okay. What else? It's not the Nintendo Switch 2.
It is not.
Okay, yeah, that just came out. Yeah. What else do we have? The Wii U?
Close.
The Wii?
Yes.
Oh, the Wii. I got it.
7.
Yeah, there we go. Holy shit. There we go. Wow.
Yes. So, the Xbox One is 15, the 3DS is 13, PlayStation Portable is 12, and Game Boy Advance is 11.
I'll be damned. Well, I'm proud of myself. I wouldn't expect to get all of them.
I didn't expect you to get them all.
There you go. Holy moly.
The Xbox Series X
I
is
can't
20,
believe
the Nintendo Switch 2 is 20.
half of that list is PlayStation.
Yeah, that's
when
insane.
PlayStation 6 comes out, it's going to people are going to buy it.
Did you? Yeah, I mean that's probably gonna knock the 360 off.
Huh. Yeah.
Which is crazy because the 360, remember the Red Wing of Death, so those are inflated sales too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only Xbox on there.
Yeah.
It's the best one, but
yeah, Xbox 360 dominated gaming back in the day.
Yeah, well, I mean the PlayStation 3 outsold it even with like the 360's inflated numbers, but I mean, yeah, that was like the pinnacle, I think, of 2000s gaming, like the toxic chat, the poor like technology with the
gamer era, bro.
The
Mountain Dew.
Dude,
yo, it's lit. Red Doritos.
Yeah,
Illuminati
Doritos,
confirmed. Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that was an hour and a half, Andrew. Wow. I'm running out of things to talk about.
We want these to be an hour.
Yeah.
We might have a few. It's the first one.
Yeah, we're doing. It's just us shooting the shit, you know.
But
Andrew, do you want to do the honors and take us out for our first episode?
I do.
Unless you want to.
I'd love to take you out on a nice fine day, maybe. But
okay.
Thank you all for watching. If you watched the whole thing, or even if you just skipped around, I appreciate you, listening to me and my friend talk for an extended time. You got anything you want to tell these fine, handsome-looking viewers?
No, it's been an absolute honor, and we hope to make a bunch more of these for entertainment purposes.
Of course. So, this is Andrew signing out.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.